Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Meteorologist Noah Bergen here. It's a Friday evening in the neighborhood. How are you? How are you? How are you? How's everybody doing tonight? We are tracking some weather. We always are tracking weather here on Fox Local, YouTube, and Facebook, as you probably have seen to my side already. Here is the latest and made 7-day forecast for you tonight. And the headline is hot for the weekend and rain for next week. Hot for the weekend and rain for next week, especially Tuesday and Wednesday. Those are the 2 days that there's going to be a lot of rain and a lot of storms. But the weekend could be one of the hottest weekends of the year so far. Possibly could even end up the hottest weekend of the year. You see 96 Saturday, 97 Sunday, and then about 96 Monday. But rain chances 20-30 tomorrow, and then 60-80 Monday to Tuesday. So a big difference there in terms of the rain chances here as we go forward. Let's take you into some weather, shall we? Let's take you here to the home view. And look, most places are, as expected, dry. However, we do have a tiny little thunder shower that started up here in Lake Mary, and it's moving to the southwest, oddly enough. Kind of a element of spontaneity here with erratic wind in the atmosphere. Here you go, a little shower. It started up here by Paola and Heathrow. A couple of light raindrops in Markham Woods now. Coming down towards Wekiva Springs. A little decent downpour for Piedmont. Over Beggs Road, Wekiva High School, seeing a healthy summer downpour. Then one smaller guy up here back by Seneca, Seminole Springs off of Grand Champion Lane. Watching that. So for the overwhelming majority of the area, it's dry tonight. And this will be the case again tomorrow. Look, there's literally 1-2 showers. That's it. I mean, it's not a lot. But if you're beneath that, yeah, I mean, it's raining to beat the band right now. You look over here. In Piedmont. You know, it's raining to beat the band right now. Look at some of these rain rates. Right over Grassmere Drive and Lakeville Road, 5 inches of rain per hour. That's the rain rate. Yeah, it's a pretty healthy downpour right here in the Piedmont area. Checking in on some hail. No hail. Checking in on some shear. There's no shear, so this is just a downpour. Good old downpour. Probably try to split between the east end of Winter Garden and Ocoee and Pine Hills in the next little while. So heads up for that maybe in about 15-20 minutes. Ocoee, Winter Garden area, we'll keep an eye on that. But the rest of the area is dry for tonight. Hello from Daytona, Michael. How are you? How are you, Michael from Daytona? Appreciate you checking in, Michael from Daytona. Nicole from Kissimmee. How are you, Nicole? Hope you had a great Friday. Here were the highs today so far. Check them out. Check them out. 95 in Orlando, which was the forecast. How about that? Forecast was correct. Tomorrow we're going with 95 again, actually 96 tomorrow. 96 tomorrow. That's what we're going with tomorrow. Hello, Alice from Winter Haven. It was hot there earlier. Winter Haven. This is where I will be this weekend, not at Daytona, but at AB. It's going to be an outstanding beach weekend tomorrow and Sunday. Tomorrow and Sunday, outstanding beach weekend. So here's the Orlando planner for tomorrow. And notice the temps, I stopped it here at about noon. By 10 in the morning, it feels like 100. It's hot. I mean, it is the middle of July, but and the heat index, it's 100 essentially from 10 in the morning until 8 at night. That's a lot. Glad it's the weekend, brother. I hear you, Michael. Amen to that. I'm ready for some weekend, too. Doing great, and you? Nicole, I'm good. I didn't sleep too great last night, so I'm hoping to get a better night's sleep tonight. Be in bed early after work and charge up for the weekend. Be out in the sun all weekend. Hi from Titusville, Harry. What's the weather tomorrow over SeaWorld in Orlando, Daniel? Well, I will tell you that in about a minute. But first, here's the hour-by-hour breakdown for tomorrow. Let me take this full so you can see it here. 108 peak heat index, about 4 o'clock tomorrow in and around Orlando. All right, so tomorrow, temperature in Orlando, we're forecasting 96. The record tomorrow in Orlando is about 100 from 1914, so we won't hit a record there. And then Sunday, we'll be close. 99 is the record in Orlando for the date back from 1914. In the Sanford area, what's up, Harry from Titusville? 96 is the forecast in Sanford. Saturday, 98 is the record. Then Sunday we could be record-setting day in Sanford, Lake Mary area. The record in Sanford at the airport is 97 for June 20th. That's back from the year 2000. So many places will be seeing that, and the rain chances are going to go up big time by next week. And notice them here; they go from 20 to 30 to 60 to 80. Today it was about 20. So to give you perspective, that's the ramp up here over the next couple of days. So tomorrow, here's the highs tomorrow: 104 in Ocala, Silver Spring Shores. I believe it, Tracy. Pick the town out closest to you. How about upper 90s tomorrow for the heat index? And let me take this full so you can see it. These are the heat index values tomorrow, and this is probably a little bit underdone. Probably a little bit underdone. In fact, I'll go ahead and adjust that right here for you. Probably something like this based off of what I've seen in the data. That's what I would say the heat index was. We had places today that were 112. But yeah, check it out tomorrow. Check it out tomorrow. 110 in Sanford, 108 in St. Cloud, 112 in Ocala, 112 in Gainesville, 110 Palm Coast. This is the peak heat index in the afternoon. Now, I do try to talk to a lot of you on social media, Twitter, and my Facebook. I understand it's Florida in July. It's supposed to be hot, of course. Some people do this up north, too, in the northern states with the wind chill, and they go, well, nobody cares about the wind chill. Just like this, nobody cares about the heat index. Well, the heat index is important. It's not sensationalism. It's not. There's nobody here telling. I'm not telling you the heat index to drum anything up. It's a real thing. But the point is, 96 is the high temperature, and it feels like to your body 109. It's no different than the wind chill. There's an actual formula to it. You can search what is the heat index online from the Weather Service. It has to deal with the rate of evaporation of sweat from your skin. It's very similar to the wind chill of how it makes it feel, and it's a real thing. And the greater the difference between the temperature and how it feels, the heat index or the wind chill, the more impact it has on your body. You know, hypothermia in the wind chill, or you can get heat exhaustion in the heat index. And we're more than 10 degrees above the air temp in terms of how it'll feel tomorrow. So yes, it is Florida. Yes, it's July. It's supposed to be hot. Is this earth-shattering? No. But it's a notch above what's normal, for sure, for 2 days. Where if you're not caring for yourself, you're outside in the sun all day, you don't drink water, you don't take a break, shade, hat, sunglasses, sunblock, you can get heat exhaustion or heat stroke. Sadly, there are still plenty of people every year in Florida that get heat stroke and heat exhaustion. Tomorrow and Sunday are the two kind of days where if you're not careful, it can creep up on you quickly. So just care for yourself. It's going to be really hot. The best place to be with the water. I mean, obviously, the beach will be great. By a pool will be great. But if you're going to be standing in the sun all day, if you're theme parking it tomorrow, you'll definitely want full sun protection for tomorrow. So somebody asked about the forecast for SeaWorld. Let me look it up. Who asked that? I don't remember who asked that. Let me change the model here. There we go. Will it rain in Altamont at all tomorrow, Manny? Well, I'll show you that in a second. Why is there no sea breeze in the dog days of summer, Bobby? Well, there is. There's actually a sea breeze every day. It's the only difference in the sea breeze is what time does it start? And the big thing, Bobby, it's actually a really good question. Shout out to you, Bobby. What drives the sea breeze is what we call this term in calculus or algebra, the triangle. It's the delta term. So what drives the sea breeze is the difference from, we'll say, T2 and T1. So what the heck is this? Well, T1 is the temperature over the land, so the land temperature, and T2 is the water temp. So the difference between these two, the greater that difference is, so if the land mass is, 100, and the water is 70, that's a 30-degree difference. That's going to generate an enormous sea breeze pushing inland late in the day. It's just physics and thermodynamics of the air going from cold to hot. You put your hand on a cold can of Coke after mowing the grass, and the cold goes to your hand. It's how physics and thermo works. So about the sea breeze, the greater that difference, the bigger the sea breeze is. And it can start earlier in the afternoon. It makes sense. Which generally You can get sometimes of the year here where the sea breeze is monster, and it makes the sea breeze starts really early in the day, or it starts late in the day. Also, the wind direction plays a role. But right now, the water is like 81, and the temp tomorrow is like 96. So, that's not a huge difference, but it's typical for July. But it's a good question, Bobby, about the sea breeze. There's still always a sea breeze, just a matter of when does it start and how far inland does it go. Let's see. Does the cement and asphalt in the city make a difference, Chrissy? For sure. That's called urban heat island. Orlando, if you stood in downtown Orlando, it's probably several degrees hotter than Bithlo and Winter Garden, just because there's so much brick and city and construction and asphalt and concrete and black material. Of course, it's always going to be hotter right in the city. Please stop ordering cases of water. I'm dying. I hear you, Tracy Metz. I hear you. You're doing God's work doing that this time of the year. So, Daniel, you asked about SeaWorld tomorrow. Well, ask and you shall receive. Let's zoom into SeaWorld. It'll be somewhere right about here, wouldn't it? Yeah, there you go. So there's SeaWorld. And I'll take you through the model. So here you go. Here's tomorrow morning. Sunny. Here's 1 o'clock. Still completely sunny. Could be a shower about 3 o'clock. Now, I want to zoom out and let you see. Look tomorrow. There will probably be 1 or 2 showers. One, like today, 1 or 2 showers around. This shower could just as easily be here or here or here at this point. It will not be on the beaches, that's for sure, because of the flow. But there's going to be probably up to 3 thunder showers tomorrow somewhere. And where they are, I have no idea. There's no way of predicting that. This model says it could be right over SeaWorld at about 3, 4 o'clock. You see, and it pushes by. So we'll keep an eye on it. But I just want to give you the grand scheme of things. Look, there's not a lot of storms tomorrow. I mean, this is probably overdone. Only where you see red is there probably actually something that would pop up. I mean, a handful, not even a handful, 3 or 4. Yeah, I mean, if there's any thunder showers tomorrow, they would be in this area, I think. So from the theme parks to about Lake Mary to Gainesville, somewhere in here, that's probably the best chance tomorrow for thunder showers. If you're on the beaches, it's completely dry. For tomorrow. Now going into Sunday, similar, but there could be a touch more, which is why I've raised the rain chance to 30 Sunday. And you can see Sunday, maybe a couple of storms, a little bit better chance though south of town Sunday. See here, there's some grouping of storms here, and they track this way through the day Sunday. So we'll keep an eye on that, but still nothing at the beaches, and then that's done. Good to know, Chrissy. You're welcome. Time to hit the swimming pool in the evening. Definitely, Jimmy. You're welcome, Tracy. Hi, Noah. Hope you're great tonight. Tired, but good. Thank you, Renee. I'm going to try to sleep good early tonight. My husband needs to drive from Palm Coast to Nashville Sunday. Does the weather look safe enough for him to do so? I'm actually going to be, it's funny you say that, I'm actually going to Nashville myself in like 2 weeks. But I'm not driving, I'm flying. And then I'm going to Connecticut. I'm actually very familiar with that drive. I've done that when I moved, as I lived in Paducah, and I drove down from Nashville to Orlando here. When I moved down here, it's not fun going through Atlanta. So if he's going through Atlanta, bless his heart. Hopefully there's not major traffic. But yeah, well, you said what, Sunday? Nashville Sunday, Renee. So here, let's look. Yeah, I mean, this looks like generic stuff, though. I mean, let me check another model. We'll cross-reference here. That's the Barron model. Here's the Fox model. I mean, there you go. Here's Sunday afternoon, Renee. So, he's going up here, up into Middle Tennessee, take I-65 over here, then down through Atlanta. I mean, yeah, there'll just be generic thunderstorms, a couple in Middle Tennessee, but nothing's too severe, nothing big, no tornadoes. Just generic downpours between about, like, Chattanooga, Huntsville, Nashville, then up to Nashville. That's what I would say. So I think you'd be fine, Renee. Just a couple of downpours, nothing you can't handle. But yeah, it's going to be hot, really hot this weekend. Really, 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 really hot. And again, if you missed it, here's the heat index tomorrow. We're talking 105 to 110 plus. Why there's no heat advisory in effect tomorrow from the Weather Service, I have no idea. There should be. There was today. I don't know what we're waiting to see that we don't already know, but there should be heat advisories issued tomorrow. If you see that on your phone in the morning, nothing's changed in the forecast. It's just the powers to be, technicality's sake, not issuing it tonight. But generally, heat index 108 and plus is heat advisory criteria around here. So there'll be heat alerts issued for tomorrow. Watching from Connecticut, Donna Bergram, which would be my lovely mother. Hello, I love you, miss you. So yeah, you know, that's the story. And you know, still at this hour of the night, it's coming up on 8 o'clock, and it still feels like 100 out. I mean, it's Florida in summer. That's for sure. So here is the 7-day forecast. If you missed it, actually no. Before I'll leave you with that. So let me give you a tropical update. So in the tropics, let me find that graphic, which I've got. If you knew how many graphics I had, it's a lot. Let's see. Did they add a blob out there? Oh, they did. They added a blob. I was about to say, let me send that to our digital director, Josh Frigerio. He would like to know that. Do this live in the air for you guys, and then we'll get that pushed out on our web. So that's a new area we're watching. Give me 1 second. So this is a new area to watch in the tropics. This just came out a couple of minutes ago. And it's funny that this came out because, let me see if I can pull it up. I'm going to have to log in. I'm going to have to log in again, aren't I? We'll do this quickly. Let's see. Because I already annotated on this, and I don't have time to pull this up in 2 minutes. So I'm going to take this from my social media. So we have one area to watch in the tropics. This is not a concern for Florida right now, so I'm out. Now, it's going to come in our direction the end of next week, but I doubt it's going to be any concern for Florida. So, new area to watch out there in the yellow. Let me show you the model. So I tweeted this out earlier. So this is the GFS model, which you can see right there I circled. There's a tropical wave out there right now in the yellow. And by this weekend, it'll try to consolidate some what we call vorticity. It'll try to spin, produce some more thunderstorms. It's entering an area you see in that box of low wind shear, meaning that the conditions are at least briefly favorable for it to become a tropical depression or storm. So we'll watch that this weekend into early next week. Here it is on a satellite from the GFS model. You can see could be a little tropical wave action there. And that's where that wave is currently, is out right there. Now, if you look quickly at this, because we've got 2 minutes, I'll show you the progress of that wave. See what it does here. Let me get this, and that, and that. Look right here on the bottom of your screen. See that right there? That's the tropical wave. It could briefly become Dexter, I guess. We'll see. And then drifts towards Puerto Rico by Friday of next week. And then it's still going right here into the Caribbean, and there it is right here, into the Bahamas. This is next weekend. And then from there, it gets sucked up by a front and gets kicked off the northeast coast. But this is just one fantasy run of the GFS. Could there be a tropical system off Florida's east coast 12 days from now? I guess, but I don't think this is any worry for us, at least what I've seen right now. But just to update you on that, the tropics. So you have a great weekend. Stay cool, everybody. It's going to be a hot one. I will leave you with the 7-day, and I'll see you tonight on the News Edge at 10 and 11. With much more on these storms, also at 8 o'clock tonight, but for next week. But there is the latest forecast. Stay cool this weekend. It's going to be a hot one. Stay safe in the heat, please. Have a good weekend, everybody.